Hi everyone, it's Kendra Devlin, and I am back for another video about some of the breadcrumbs of my journey that have brought me to the ministry that God has called me to as a Christian life coach. And I help Christians release past wounds so they can turn their testimony into their ministry, answer God's call, begin their ministry through discipleship with churches that I help as well, and then online ministry as God has called me to be online, to not only to help you draw closer to Him, but to share my stories of how He has shown me who I am, and to also do my teaching and all of that. And you'll see all of that here. But yeah, so this particular story goes back to my dad at one point when he was preaching. My dad is a preacher, and it was probably, I think it was in my early 20s. And when he was preaching, something I don't remember exactly what was the lesson, but he says something like, that's why Kendra does what she does and stands and blah blah blah, claps her, all of that, because she's a free spirit, and she laughs the way she does and blah blah blah. And so I was just like, oh, it was almost like kind of like one of those light bulb moments where it's just like, oh, like I'm a free spirit. Not like it was just some crazy identity that I'm like now trying to hold on to, but it made me realize, well, that's why, like when you were in school, like just structure in different ways, it just didn't work for you. That's why when over here, like these things didn't work for you. That's why maybe you were a little bit more undisciplined, because you're just like going about life and la la la, life is good, you know. And, those are some of the other pieces of, those are the free spirits. A lot of times it's hard to kind of like get on track, because it is just, you see so much in life and life that surrounds you that it's, you just want to be around it and feel that without the heaviness of structure and confinement, and discipline. And so when he said that, I was like, oh, like I'm a free spirit. That's why I laugh the way I do. That's why, all these different things that kind of like came to my mind that helped me. And so it was good to see, just to think about some of those positive things, but it also showed me some of the things that I would actually need to work on. Right. And so, over the years, if I told anybody like I used to be undisciplined, and, there's no telling like if I did my homework, how I graduated, all of that good stuff, they'll be like, yeah, no, like, because everybody knows, like, I definitely work like I'm working for the Lord. Like I have my schedules, I write all my stuff down, like I have my own, made planner worksheets that work really well for me as far as being able to help myself stay on track for whatever I have going on for that day or for that week. And so when people hear me say that, they're like, yeah, right. But that's how God has helped me and trained me and cultivated me as I started getting more into His Word and reading His story, and then reading the Old Testament and going into Proverbs, and then just being like, it's like once you have a real belief that is beyond the shadow of a doubt about what God is going to do for you, like it's easy to make a schedule to put those things together. And so it's almost like needing to hear that, but then not staying in that, but just understanding that's some pieces of my personality, and then being able to move forward with that and realize how God shapes it and how God molds it into how He wants us to be and shapes us, because our personalities are not going to just like all of a sudden change. Like one day I'm like laughing, bubbling, and the next I'm just like, Lord, I cannot smile, I cannot think, I can't, it's not going to be like that. Excuse me, I just spit, y'all. It's not going to be like that. So when we think about the things that have helped us in our lives, that showed us some of those little small breadcrumbs of what those different epiphanies that we've had that helped us along the way. What are some of those things for you? Because for me, it was like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like you're making sense to me about me. And then I had to allow God to make sense about me. But some of those moments where you had some of those epiphanies about, who you are and who you are not. and how that, transformed into who God has called you to be, because my personality and all of that is still the same, but now I'm tight, I'm real tight. And so God doesn't want you to change, your personality and all of that, but it needs to be cultivated and shifted to who he has called you to be, and being molded for the ministry has called you. So let me know in the comment section, and be great for God, and go ahead and be great for God today, because tomorrow is too late to be great.